These are pictures of all of us. They're pictures. Somebody marked us.
I want to try to figure this out. This is insane.
And there are numbers on the back.
Hugh.
Baby, what did you see?
Hugh, what did you
see?
Oh, Jesus Christ, man, you can't stand there not saying anything. What did you see?
Hi, I'm Brenna, sitting down with James Byrkit to talk about his new film, Coherence. Thank you for joining us today.
Great to be here.
So, I just have to say that I loved this film.
Ah, bless you.
It's incredible, incredibly suspenseful, and it's just a bunch of people in a room. You do so much more with almost nothing than big budget films do with millions of dollars. How did you go about achieving this fantastic feeling?
That's great to hear. We basically had nothing to work with, and sometimes that's the best thing to inspire creativity, and so we just had to make the best of things. And having just a living room to work with kind of makes us think about Twilight Zone episodes that were very contained and still had this cosmic significance to them. So yeah, you just try to make the best of what you've got.
Twilight Zone is probably the best comparison to what this is. It feels like it could be an episode of the classic Twilight Zone.
Right.
The premise here is it's just so fresh and original, particularly when a lot of sci-fi feels recycled. What was the inspiration for this incredible story?
Again, the lack of resources. You know, when you're standing there saying, all right, we've got some actors, we've got a camera, and we have some furniture. We have to make this go somewhere. And so thinking about fractured reality and thinking about these ideas that scientists have about the nature of reality and how many facets of reality might be out there really sparked ideas in myself and my co-writer Alex Manoogian. Alex plays Amir in the film.
Oh, okay.
The guy who brings the inappropriate date.
Yeah, Lori.
Yeah, and so for a year we just were tossing ideas around and graphing it and charting it to track these character arcs through this crazy night where reality starts to fracture. And that just became very fertile ground because we realized that just about everybody, probably everybody on Earth, at one point in their life thinks, am I living the best version of my life? Have I made all the right choices? And what would it look like if I had made a different choice? Mm-hmm. And so that universal feeling gave us confidence that even though it was a science fiction story, that it's actually grounded in something human and character-based.
And all the dialogue, it flows so perfectly, it is still structured. How much of it is ad-libbed and how much of it is scripted?
Well, there was no script. We had worked a year on an outline to figure out all the twists and turns and the reversals and the clues, and we had all that charted. But from the beginning, we were very clear that this was going to be an experiment of can we shoot something without a script? Because we wanted this feeling of naturalism and the feeling of real dialogue and overlapping dialogue and all these things you're not supposed to do. It was really just something I've always wanted to try, and it just worked perfectly. So I'd say 95% of it is improvised, and maybe 5% was I'd give them a line, or I'd say this is something you need to work in there somehow.
It's weird. Maybe the tower's down.
I'm sure I have none.
The tower's down?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's calling you guys. Comment. Comment. Comment.
Each character was given, instead of a script, they would receive a page of notes. We shot over 5 nights, so each night they would get maybe a little bit of backstory about their character or a motivation that night. But the actors didn't know what every other actor was going to get, so they'd all bash against each other.
That's genius. It worked. It sounded like it'd be a disaster, but it works very well on screen.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be a disaster, and that was part of the thrill of this ride. Was usually, especially when you create a thriller like this with puzzle pieces, that's the kind of thing that you need to script because you can't trust them to stay within the puzzle. So it was wild, you know, trying to figure out ways to steer them through this funhouse, basically, and knowing that as long as they get to this point in the night, then it doesn't matter what words they say, as long as the thrust of the narrative is continuing here. And it really becomes like trying to wrangle this 8-headed organism because
Hydra.
it becomes its own animal. And we told them, you know, you can go anywhere in the house you want. We're not going to rehearse anything. If you need to go to the bathroom, if you need to go to the kitchen, if you have an idea, we'll follow you.
Oh, shit! There's someone out there! There's someone out there!
What?
Oh my God.
Oh, there's a big guy at the door.
Oh my God.
At the door?
Where's the window?
He's walking
Please,
away.
please.
He's walking away.
Baby, please be careful.
Oh my God, Jesus.
You've gone from storyboard artist and some voice work on films like Pirates of the Caribbean and Rango, most famously, and now you're writing, directing. What was that journey like for you?
Well, I've always been a director. When I was in school, I was the kid who was wrangling my friends together and making our little music videos or getting plays together. So storyboarding was my day job. And then I would sort of take whatever money I got from storyboarding for Michael Bay or Gore Verbinski or those guys, and then just do my own film projects. And whether it was these crazy stop-motion animation projects or musicals on rolling office chairs, that was my passion, and that's just grown over the years. I started directing commercials years ago and then did some television. And it's a very natural progression from storyboard artist to director, so it feels great to finally have a feature.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a fascinating conversation.
It's been great. Thanks, Brenna.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I like your movie. We don't have to put that in the thing.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.